Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now there is a video we released here yesterday about the drama that we saw police officers engage with the owner of the building in Karen, in what we were told that one of the CSS had decided to occupy someone's house forcefully without paying the full amount that they had agreed to buy that building or home. And of course we mentioned the name of CS Alice Wahome. But it turned out that CS Alice Wahome was not the one who was buying the house, though the Twitter and the entire media was light up with the Alice Wahome name. Many people talked about Alice Wahome, and we equally did it here. But it turned out that it was CS for Labor Florence Bore who was involved in that house in Anagan. So we apologize to Alice Wahome. It's better we say the truth here, because again we have to feed our followers with the reality on the ground. And the CS board has come out to speak on that issue. And besides that, Miguu Miguna is also reacting, and what Miguna is telling William Ruto is simple: fire CS Florence Bore. First of all, I want to bring the reaction from Alice Wahome on what when the media was talking about her in this issue of house. This is what she's saying: I can forgive Kenyans on Twitter for their error of judgment or backfired guesswork on the current house story. You wish. She also tweeted this one: look for someone else. I am not the one. I am not looking for a house to live in. This was also, she said, that story of a house in Karen involving a CS, leave me out. I am not the one. Sorry, Kenyans on Twitter. You missed this one. We apologize to Alice Wahome on that. She was not involved. But now, we want to focus on what CS Bore is saying, and then the response from Miguu Miguna. But before we go deep into that, just a quick request. For those who are watching this channel and you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much, and again to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. This is what CS Florence Bore is saying. By the way, it's a continuation of a video that we did yesterday. So if you're not understanding this story, just go to yesterday's story where we mentioned Alice Wahome, then you can get the story and you can connect to this one. This is what she's saying after the police drama. My attention is drawn to the viral media report on the sale and purchase transaction of a house in Karen between myself and a company associated with the Honorable Edward Muria. I entered into agreement to purchase the property at a negotiable and agreed purchase price. Resultantly, I signed many part of the agreement for the sale and transited the agreement through my lawyers to the vendor's lawyer for signing on their part. Their lawyers, Muria, Muigai, and the company MMC Asofo, acknowledged the receipt of the signed agreement for the sale by stamping on the forwarding letter by my advocate. In compliance with the respective clause of the agreement, I sourced a 10% deposit from my circle and paid directly to the vendor's lawyer account via RTGS. It was a term in the agreement for the sale that the completion period of the transition was 90 days from the date of signing the agreement. We agreed that I take occupation of the house while I retreat to seek a mortgage facility for the balance, which I legitimately expected to obtain with the agreement transition period of 90 days. Unfortunately, in a stunning wave of everything. In less than 30 days of the agreement, Honorable Edward Muiru and his wife attempted to unlawfully evict my children from the from the house while I was out of the country. They were accompanied by armed goons, necessitating the needy for the police presence in the premise. For a colleague in leadership to take advantage of my absence from the country and run a hate campaign instead of waiting to engage me upon return is not only queer but baffling. The dramatic and sensational allegations are fabricated to unlawful dissociation from the agreement, ostensibly because they have found a better deal. The transaction was a private engagement between a willing seller and a willing buyer, both parties duly represented by lawyers in total conformity with the law. The media pitch was therefore unwarranted and unnecessary to transit. Thank you, Florence Bore. Miguna's reaction. We have to go to it directly, then we'll bring our views here. This is what Miguna is telling Florence Bore and William. Resign. This is not correct. An acknowledgement of an offer is not sale and does not give anyone the right to enter, take possession of and occupy another person's property. A 10% deposit doesn't entitle you occupants before you certify all the terms of sale. Pay the balance, then you are given the key in exchange of final payment. No one should reason and behave the way you have done. You are not above the law, even if you are homeless and needed a place to stay. You should never have abused your position the way you did. Shame on you. That's Miguna to Florence Bore. So that's the entire story about that issue of housing. So look at the leaders whom William Ruto has appointed to his government. These are people that are sitting in the cabinet meeting. If you go to an extent of grabbing a house from a Kenyan member of parliament, what about the common wananchi and their properties? Are we safe? Florence Bore should be answering this question. And indeed, Miguna is right. This one is a message to William Ruto. We have had so many people who have been resigning from William Ruto's government, but when you follow the story, you realize that Ruto forced them to resign. From Akina Kinoti, he said that Kinoti man, I fired him. But in the letter we saw that Kinoti resigned. So the issue was that Ruto forced him to resign. So the same way he threatened other people to resign from their position, he should call Florence Bore to resign today. But because he will not do that, and that is their nature, we will continue that we have thugs, we have criminals in this government. Look, from Moses Kuria and the drama we have seen with edible oil. Now come to these people who want to grab someone's property. Kama wanataka kuibia mbunge, kutumia nguvu, mbunge mwenye ako na security, mbunge mwenye ako na sauti ya umma, a politician. What about mwananchi mwenye hana sauti ya umma, mwana sauti mwenye hana uwezo wa security? Tutafanyiwa nini? Our lands are going to be grabbed. Wataiba mashamba yetu, wataiba mali zetu. Hawa watu hatuwezi waamini, na hii ndio tabia yao. And you can see, look at this. How do you pay 10% then you want to occupy property? Hata mara nyingi wale wenye wanapewa, at least you pay 3/4 of the amount. 10% jamani. She should have paid 75%. 10%, just look at that. It's not even a quarter That's why Miguu Miguna is bringing in the issue of the law. Follow the procedure and the law to occupy a property. Don't grab, don't use force. These are the thugs who are occupying our offices in this country. They earn salary from our taxes. These are thugs who sit in the cabinet where a decision is being made. So what can we trust about this government? Shame on her.